Opened on the outskirts of London.
Welcome.
Within the
We are starting Time Crisis.
Stores,
In this case, Crisis Zone?
and an office
Yes.
building.
Time Crisis Zone.
Urban complex.
No?
Complex
Okay.
has been taken over by a terrorist group called the
Currently, it is Ben playing this game. We are here with co-commentary.
Yes, we are. I guess we should introduce ourselves. I'm Friday.
I'm IKG.
And I am Moraine.
Unfortunately. So, do we want to just get a little bit about what Time Crisis is, real quick?
Time Crisis is a series of on-rail arcade light gun games. You'll find them a lot in arcades. Basically, it's about getting as high a score as you can. While one of the differences with Time Crisis from other series, from other on-rail shooters, is you have a shield that you can actually block attacks with.
Interesting.
Time Crisis.
And actually, an interesting thing about this one is, like, most of the games have gotten PS PlayStation ports at some point or another. This one, they completely changed, like, all the graphics. As opposed to the other ones where they really didn't mess with them that much, but...
Interesting.
Got our Riot guys here.
What entry in the series would this be? You said it was Crisis?
This was a spin-off.
Oh, so it was a spin-off. Okay. Cool.
I do not know why it's this bad.
That's all right. We can figure it out in a minute.
Why don't you check your task manager, see what your system resources look like.
That is a very good idea. This is the very usual part of the stream where we tested something and it kind of worked and we went, okay, cool, that's great. And then we go back to it and it's not working exactly like we thought and we go, interesting.
It was not like this when we tested it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it seems to mostly be Discord and the emulator.
Well,
Interesting.
what are your stats at?
It's 40% of the CPU is for the emulator.
You can go to the what's it called? Overall processes in another tab and see is there anything, or the system resources, is there anything that's being overstrained?
My patience? No, that's not actually
Oh,
true.
ha. Got a funny guy.
It's a real amusing
No,
fella.
let me-
I will say, I think that staying up this long might be testing Ben's awakeness a little.
Just a wee bit.
Just
What?
a tad. Have you had any assistance as of yet?
Wow, I love that. I love that drop. It went from 100 to 20.
What went from 100 to 20?
The frames or whatever.
The speed? 100% to
Yeah.
20%? Ooh.
Actually, all right. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, is it good now? Seems pretty good. Huh. Occasional drops, but playable. Alright.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Cool.
I do really like on-rail shooters. I just want to play more of them. I know Time Crisis is really on my list, that series, but I'm especially interested in Sin and Punishment.
That one has always looked interesting.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I just really like about this one, like, is just the destructibility.
You certainly can tear up the entire environment.
That's really cool. I know Norel always says that like Sin and Punishment Star Successor on Wii is just like Star Fox doing Star Fox better than Star Fox, you know? Um, those games just look so good. But there's something about the classic like style of these arcade-like shooters, right? Because it's extremely scripted, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's just very like I don't know. There's a certain charm to it. Like you just know what you're getting into, I guess.
Well, they put
And
you
I think
into
it's
into
pretty
very
interesting that you can
crafted
actually
scenarios and you
shield
have
what
to
like
react.
okay. What I was saying was that like using the shield is actually kind of a game changer because the one thing that I think holds games like this back is the constant just repetition of it all, but the fact that there are times where it's actually better to defend, you know, it makes it a lot of like you know,
Also, I guess I'll just
more
ask:
fun.
are mannequins usually made out of stone?
No.
Okay.
Seems pretty bougie. You know, I think you were destroying the world's most expensive mannequins.
They were in my way. And now you'll get to see Space Marines for some reason.
Yeah, okay. I will say one thing about a lot of these Lycan games is that I'm interested in playing some of them, but it definitely does seem like the kind of game that having some kind of point of control would really, really help
Yeah.
with. Or at least gyro in some way. Which honestly, I might actually be able to try more of them out because I've got my Steam Gyro stuff set up, right?
Oh, I guess
I think
one other thing that I will.
the Resident Evil shooter on Wii, the rail shooter, I think that does use motion.
Oh, those are. Well, I really like the Resident Evil ones.
Oh yeah?
I think Darkside Chronicles is better than Umbrella Chronicles, but they're both solid.
Yeah?
Motion aim feels very appropriate for rail shooters.
Well, it's because that's basically what they're played with in any way.
Well, yeah. I think I would. It's one of the instances where I would distinctly prefer motion to mouse, honestly.
Yeah, with mouse it's just going to feel a little bit kind of point and click. Whereas there's a kind of tactility to the motion of it with the motion control.
Yeah, because, like with a traditional shooter, the precision of the mouse comes with the ability to focus on everything else more highly, whereas the motion control's tactility becomes part of the feedback of the experience.
Yeah, exactly. Even if the mouse might technically be more accurate, it's the fun of the motion controls that they add. Because as I said, even with that, I don't think motion controls would necessarily be more accurate, but, you know, there's that kind of immersion, I guess, to it, right?
Yeah, like, motion is close to mouse, but it's really about, in this case, the immersive factor.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I will say, I do think that I was playing Resident Evil 4 recently with motion, and I feel as if that game's aiming system and the way it uses a pointer rather than a crosshair, that works really well with motion. Because you moving your thing around moves the pointer around because the pointer is attached to an object, rather than just moving a crosshair around.
Alright.
Which I think is interesting, because the Wii version actually took out the pointer and replaced it with a crosshair. If I'm not mistaken.
I am the last person to ask.
Yeah.
But
Last time I checked, Resident Evil 4 Wii doesn't have the laser sight, or at least the laser sight isn't the only aiming indicator you have. Which, as I said, is kind of a bizarre thing in certain senses. Yeah, no, it has a little crosshair, which I believe Leon's hands still do follow. So it's not like they completely got rid of the what's it called?
Actually, something interesting is, I came up with an entire premise for a video game based off of the music from this boss fight.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to share
Yeah.
it with us? That sounds cool.
Well, as soon as the frame rate stops being terrible.
It's a
It
bit
was
of an
looking
intense
alright on the
scene.
stream to me.
It's just slow with this boss.
It's a little slow, but it's consistent. It's not choppy, right?
It is honestly pretty consistent, Bennett. Don't worry, it's not that bad at all. Like we
Well,
can.
no,
we
it
can
was
definitely
really
follow.
choppy for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Also, one other thing that I do like is I like how they included ERA on this tank. I don't know if any of you know what that is, but
I don't.
explosive reactive armor. It's a way for tanks to like, you know what an RPG is, like the weapon, right?
Yeah.
It's a way for tanks to, or armored vehicles, to be able to stop them from detonating, because it's basically blocks of explosives that detonate the warhead prematurely.
Interesting.
That's fascinating.
I'd also like to remind the chat that we do have a new donation goal progress in all of our efforts here, raising
Oh
money
yeah,
for direct
Rain, you need
relief.
to edit the IKG thing into your donation.
Oh,
Yep, and
Yeah. I forgot about that.
so our next goal is that I will become Professor Herschel Layton from the Professor Layton series. You could just write IKG as Layton. That's what I wrote, right? So yeah, if you want to see me completely overtaken by the good professor commentating over a war shooter, I think that'd be pretty funny. Then yeah, we are about $15 away, or I should say $25 away. And thank you, Harain, for updating that. Once again, all of our proceeds go directly to Direct Relief, and they are a organization that helps people in crisis around the world. And they've been
Which is
focusing a lot
ironic
of
for
their
the game's name, or I
That
guess
is-
appropriate for the game's
that
name.
is very appropriate.
People in
and they
times
they
of
focus
crisis.
most of their efforts currently on the Ukrainian crisis. So we really appreciate your support. And also, please feel free to share the stream around to people in the game sphere that may
The
be
game
interested.
sphere.
The game sphere, just like Josh. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I think of when I hear that is the
It's
Okama Games.
spherical.
Garland Park.
I definitely understand what you mean there, Walton. I would say there is a time and place for games like this. I've enjoyed some of them at some times, and I've not enjoyed others. It's definitely not the kind of thing, though, that you sit down and like, I think I will play a Time Crisis game, and then you spend a whole day doing that and go, yes, that was an interesting experience. I now feel as if I've had a deep and
Yeah,
enriching...
I mean, for me, I really do like games with a lot of action, but I also I really like games that again, I do like on-rail shooters. I love Star Fox, but I do really like action games that are kind of those character action spectacle fighter kind of games that Platinum Games, Capcom, and other developers make, because they have so much action, but they're like the skill ceiling is very high and they demand a lot from you.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm committing as hard as the characters are, and I do think that's something that these kinds of games like Time Crisis are missing. But it is kind of a taste thing,
I think Time Crisis does scratch a very similar itch, for me at least, as something like a Call of Duty multiplayer, where it's just about lining up the targets and the satisfaction of getting the clicks or whatever. And obviously, a lot of it's high score based, and if you enjoy high score games, then you're going to feel a lot more engaged.
Right. And that's what I was going to mention. As a big Star Fox fan, a lot of the enjoyment doesn't just come from beating it and surviving, because doing so is not that complicated. It has a lot to do with getting better and more efficient and getting that better score than you got last time. Because you have to be very twitchy and precise in these types of games to be able to really get those scores up.
In a weird way, the closest analog to a game like this might be Perfect Dark. And by what I mean by that is the fact that a lot of Perfect Dark is about the same thing. It's about repeating the thing. It's about memorizing the level layouts. It's about knowing where each enemy is going to be so you can pre-fire them around a corner or peek them early, right?
Right.
It's the same kind of thing about knowing what timing enemies are going to show up on this, because in Perfect Dark, they all have those kinds of routines that you can actually learn and play with, which I think is actually kind of interesting to me, because one of the reasons I really enjoyed Perfect Dark is that gameplay loop. Especially when it comes to the higher difficulties, where the margin for error gets a lot lower. Obviously, in something like this, where the sheer score is more the thing, the margin of error in terms of just a pure fail state is a little different. But in terms of the personal fail state for trying to go for a particular threshold of score value, then yeah, no, it's in the same kind of spot.
Yeah, generally, this genre broadly, there are some really difficult ones out there, but usually they tend to go for an easy feeling of being that, you know, that cinematic, you know, war hero type approach, or something along those lines, where you really
Unless
feel,
they're trying to squeeze money out of you.
and really make you feel like you're successful, no matter how good you are actually at the game, but they still strive to make you better through the score systems instead. So you always get that immersive factor, but how well you do that is still incentivized through that high score. I think that's neat. Obviously, some people don't want to have the immersion handed to them. They want to earn it through through actually being challenged to meet that demand. However, I think there's a time and place. There are some games that just getting that high octane trip on and just selling you that feeling on the nose is pretty cool.
And I will say, having a highly scripted thing like this without any kind of pretense of it being a heavy degree of player control, it also means that you have a lot more options in regards to just kind of blatantly and flagrantly going like, yeah, we want to do this cool thing because it looks really cool and it feels cool to, as you said, kind of have that idea of, yeah, you're the one kind of going through this and engaging with it, even if it's mostly through just kind of pointing and shooting. You know, there's some degree of engagement there, right? It's not just you're watching it. There's a little bit more than that, and so it can kind of heighten that emotional response to a really cool action scene if, you know, there's a little part that you need to play along with it.
Part of why I think the motion controls really complement this type of game.
Yeah, exactly, because you not only just engaging with it on an intellectual level or just with your fingers, but you know, you're getting a few more of your muscles in on the game, and it's always a good time.
The game disconnects you more from the experience intrinsically by the fact that you do not have control over anything other than the shooting, but by making the shooting itself feel more immersed, it pulls you back in, you know?
Well, actually, by you saying that, the arcade version of this, the light gun had recoil.
Oh,
that's really cool.
Really? That's nice.
Man.
And, you know, bringing you back into that immersive sense with a very scripted game like this, as Maureen mentioned, is really a hard thing to accomplish, but I'm already feeling it even just watching the footage secondhand, and I also want to compliment the fact that I think Ben is playing really, really well. Like, he's got excellent reaction time. You can tell he really knows what he's doing here.
Just a brief tangent. Thank you very much, Prosecutor Walton, for sharing the stream around. It means a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Walton. I appreciate it.
Also, I just want to point out, those helicopters bother me just from their looks.
In the way they fly as well.
Yes.
They look like drunk bees.
It's certainly no Harrier. It's no Metal Gear boss for sure, but yeah.
They got someone fresh out of flight school.
Okay, what is it with video games and helicopters, especially helicopters that can be broken with small arms fire?
It's to make you feel cool. Oh, but this helicopter, this one takes a little bit more small arms fire to bring down.
This one just
It's got
too
one
bold.
piece of sheet metal on it.
This looks
too
so
bold.
weird.
Yes.
I will say it does kind of have that look to it, like a kid's holding the back of it and going like,
I can see the like invisible child just.
yeah.
Toy Story 5.
You could see the way he's moving his wrists too, you know? Like you get the
just-
whole motion in.
You just see Ben fighting the helicopter, and you just start hearing in the background, "You got a friend in me."
Oh. It would have been really funny if it's like, and now for Time Crisis, and it's just like Ben shows up with a little Nerf gun or something and a few helicopter toys, and he goes meow meow, psh, psh, bam, ah. Just does that for an hour.
It's SpongeBob, and then came the giant fist, but it's an attack helicopter.
Yeah, exactly.
Patrick, no!
We were playing as Woody this whole time.
You can't see it
Have
behind
we
the
adjusted
camera,
the
but that's
category
actually
to-
Woody holding the riot shielding gun.
It's like that
every-
meme from
Crisis
Kingdom
Zone
Hearts
is
3
actually
where he
on
like pushes the gun soldier aside and takes it for himself.
It's every time you can't hear it because the game doesn't want you to hear it. It would be really annoying. But every time you point a gun at an enemy, Woody actually goes and says, "Reach for the stars." Reach for the stars. I'm impressed he
I
hasn't
will
got
say,
his
I
full
also
strength
do
on.
enjoy how the riot shield can block everything.
Yes.
In one of the things I saw Ben testing before, just blocking like tank ballistics.
Yeah, just like pings off.
Dink. You know, where is this riot shield and where can I get it? I can't believe the helicopter just snuck up on him.
I think this is where Dr. Eggman gets his invincible armor from.
This helicopter's been bothering me more and more and more the more I'm looking at it.
Yes. And just wait until you see how I beat it.
Okay.
Oh?
Like, what the hell was that?
Team Rocket's blasting off again!
Literally what it looks like.
God, I'm trying to think of... It does feel like one of those times where, you know, a
Crisis.
villain needs to finish their dramatic monologue, so their robot that should totally have exploded 5 minutes ago just keeps hanging on by a bare thread until they absolutely finish everything they were going to say, and then it pops. That's very much the vibe I got.
Ron, I hear you. I hear you.
Are you talking about Resident Evil 6?
He's talking about Metal Gear.
I know.
Well,
I
you'll
was
get
just
to
making
see
a
in
joke
Metal
because
Gear-
we were
you'll get to see-
recently... Ben and I were playing through Resident Evil 6 and a helicopter does do that.
You'll also get to see Metal Gear in a bit, because this game is so short. I'm gonna be doing both campaigns.
All right.
Also, I just made those old tube-style computers small.
Hmm.
You know, for every single one of those retro monitors you are shooting up, there is a Smash fan crying somewhere.
Good. Oh.
I like how that guy just straight up wasn't dead, and the guy just turns away from him like, it's fine, that guy might be pointing a large armament at me, but I'll be fine.
Just hearing those very defined death screams from Shadow the Hedgehog when the gun troopers die.
Spare me! No! No!
Don't shoot! Oh
Forgive
boy.
me.
Shadow the Hedgehog event on day
Tomorrow?
2. Yeah,
What's
day
today?
Is that today?
Day 2 in the 24-hour cycle. By that I mean.
So tonight?
So Thursday a.m.
Yeah. It's actually going.
If we're going by
be...
1 p.m. being like when the day
it's
starts,
around this
then...
time.
yeah.
Actually, tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
A fail shooter, yeah. That's an ironic slip of the fingers, I guess.
I think I'll be back for SA2, but I am gonna take a break. I got up really early, so I'm gonna come back
Okay.
after I rest for a bit.
You should see where we've been.
I know. But
Oh, no, it's all good. You have a good one, IKG. I won't see you until later this evening.
okay, I'll see you this evening, Friday, and for the rest of you, I'll see you soon. We can do IKG becomes Leighton, but maybe just take it off for now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If we reach it in that time, I'll make sure you know the moment you get back.
Cool. And then I'll just do I'll do it. No problem. Okay.
Sounds good.
See you guys. Good luck, man.
IKG becomes laden with an asterisk.
Really gotta
Conditions
ask
may
why there are
apply.
machine gun turrets in a science lab.
Also, why did they look like school projectors?
Now I'm just hearing the Half-Life scientist clip. No, I'm with the science team.
Look up that gun.
Just gonna pretend that that thing was a nuclear weapon of some kind.
It's fine.
Imagine every enemy going down does the Half-Life scientist death noise.
Ah! Whoa! Ah! Oh, that's a good question. What would you call a fail shooter?
Oh god.
They're waiting for you in the test chamber.
Don't you have something better to do? I'm quite busy.
I will say, I think the opening of Half-Life 1 is genuinely one of the most iconic moments in any FPS game.
It's really cool.
It honestly stands out to me in my mind more than even the opening of Half-Life 2. Like, City 17's great and all, I'll admit that, but for some reason there's just a distinctive charm to the absolute cheesy goofiness of Half-Life 1's opening. It's so good. I do think it's funny how a lot of games that were in that period that took a kind of comedic tone, whenever they got sequels, they played them straight, or at least mostly straight. Half-Life 2 is a little bit jokey, but it's far, far, far more serious than Half-Life 1.
Yeah, Half-Life 2 has, honestly, a lot of that very signature Valve writing style.
Yeah.
What's it called? With, Red just played through the original Half-Life, and I've been playing through Black Mesa.
Half-Life 1 is so good.
I really like what Black Mesa did with the opening.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's basically, like, the opening of Half-Life 1, but with more of the opening of Half-Life 1 without making it longer. They added a lot of optional interactions that are just fun.
Yeah, Black Mesa is always a weird thing, because it's kind of in my peripheral as something I should probably play at some point. Because I've heard nothing but very good things about it. But also, it's so hard for me to imagine that it'll live up to my expectations, because Half-Life 1 is, as I said, like one of my favorite games ever. And that said, that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It's just one of those things that imagining a game that could be better than that is so hard to do, right? Even if there is a game that is, it's just doing it off the top is...
You know I'm not as hot on Half-Life 1 as you are, but I do rather like the game. And regarding Black Mesa, one of the, like... I think there will be a third one day. I do want to put an emphasis on the one day, though.
There already was a third one.
Well, technically there's more than 3 Half-Life games, by a lot, but... Anyway...
Well, yeah, but, like, we have canonical continuation after the ending of Half-Life 2 Episode 2. I'd call that one a third one.
Which game are you referring to? Portal?
No, the ending of Alex.
I don't know about the ending of Alex. I just know Alex is pretty cool.
Kind of.
Okay, I guess I'll find out.
You'll see.
Anyway. Distracting myself. Black Mesa. I really okay. They added a lot more interactions with the scientists and what they're doing in the inner politics with Black Mesa, of, like, how they interact with each other and the kind of shenanigans the scientists have. And you can kind of get the feeling that Gordon is almost this outsider there. And not just because of me memeing around and hurling chairs at them. But also because of things like, every time you talk to one of the guards seem to talk about things like, yeah, we'll go get a drink after shift, Gordon, stuff like that. And the scientists are like, we'll say things like, I'm far too busy to talk, Gordon. Or they'll be like, has anyone even ever seen your degree, is one of their lines. It's like...
Wow, they?
They added Gordon... I don't remember if the original had it, but they put a degree in Gordon Freeman's locker of his PhD. So, when a scientist says, has anyone ever seen your degree, you can go and see your degree.
That is funny. No, I don't think that's in the original game. I think it just says his credentials at the beginning in, like, the title cards.
Yeah, it still says that, but...
For the best death ever.
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
Oh.
But,
Isn't Gordon Freeman in his, like, late 20s or early 30s or something?
he's 24.
Oh, he's in his early 20s. Jeez, I
Or
thought
no,
he was
no,
older
he's
than
not
that.
24. I'm thinking of the wrong character. I think he's
I thought he was
27.
28 or 29.
He's like 27, 28, something like that.
Yeah, no, late 20s, late 20s.
Yeah. Thinking of a different character. I don't know why. Someone else was 24 that isn't related to that.
Gordon Freeman is 27 in Half-Life 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he was very young, canonically.
Yeah, that is true, McJagger. He is one of the youngest scientists there. Almost all of them are old men. And in Black Mesa, women, because we're inclusive.
So
Women
Friday.
didn't exist before the year 2000.
Friday. Do you know who? This is a bit of a odd trivia, but the guy who voices this guy who's talking, he's the guy who says Resident Evil 4 when you start the game.
Oh, that's neat.
That is a handgun.
Yes.
Only technically. And legally in certain states.
Oh, boy. You know the microwave in the lounge room in the intro?
Oh yeah, with the thing that gets referenced in one of the later games.
You can like turn it on and like, overcook something in a microwave.
Yeah, so wasn't there a reference to that in episode 2?
I didn't play episode 2 yet, but
Oh yeah, I think one of the characters makes a joke about that.
but in Black Mesa, there's characters in the lounge who will comment on you, and they're like, that's whose lunch, and they're talking about you after you ruin it, and they're just like, I'm not taking a fall for this one. Good luck.
Yeah, I think they made that reference because of the fact it was called out in episode 2.
Yeah, it's fun. Also, Half-Life 1 with the ability to pick up and throw objects and interact with them like Half-Life 2 is fun.
I can imagine.
Especially now with the increased ways you can harass the NPCs. As soon as you walk in the security guard. Not the security guard who opens the first door, but the one who pushes you through the security lock. Right after that, he looks through the window at you, and he's like, "Oh, you ditched the ponytail? Sell out." Which I don't know if you know about the ponytail thing, but I thought that was fun.
I say. You also ready for another really stupid looking thing?
Oh, good thing we stopped whatever that is. The nuclear reactor, yeah, from melting down. Why is that nuclear reactor exposed? That is...
Unit, report. Okay, sir. No problem, still in one piece. This is Squad 1. Mission accomplished. We're going home.
They are very competent. The hike of heroes. I'm remembering the scene from Kung Fu Panda. My arch nemesis. Stairs.
Man, Kung Fu Panda was a good-ass movie.
Who puts password on an emergency exit? That's a good point. That sounds like really bad design.
So that was the first, Oh, I didn't even rank. Damn.
That's alright.
That, so I guess I'll just show... And this is a PS2 exclusive.
Un momento, I will be right back.
If you do not comply, this woman, the STF commander's daughter, will be in jeopardy. All units are on standby. The STF will be here. That's a guarantee. So stay on your guard. Yes, sir. Come on, STF fools. It's time to settle the score. With your demise, the URDA will rise triumphantly once again.
You won't win. The SGF are tougher than you think.
Sir, the commander's on the radio. Infiltrate the complex upon arrival. Annihilate the URDA remnants occupying Grass Market Street and the Belforte Hotel. And rescue the hostages. Roger. Commander? Garen? You'll save your daughter. You have my word. I'm counting on you. Sir, we've infiltrated the area. Grass Market Street.
Sorry to the viewers about commentary being sparse now. Ben and I are a little, a little wiped. So,
Yeah.
we hope that you're enjoying the absolute hilarious insanity of Time Crisis while we take a minute to just Breathe. Oh.
Breathing.
I don't know how many people have been sticking around since earlier, I guess this morning for us and whatever time it is for you, but if you have, thank you very much.
So, it's been a little bit. I think we should do a little bit of a reminder. We are Dawn of a New Day. We are raising money for Direct Relief, an organization dedicated to helping people in times of crisis, all around the globe. Currently, they are very involved in helping in the Ukrainian crisis. So if it sounds like an organization that you think you might want to support, consider donating using our link in the chat. Any amount that you can afford is helpful. Whatever you want. And even if you can't have it in the cards to help, that's totally okay. Just watching the stream and possibly sharing it around is still really helpful. So please, do what you can, and thanks for watching.
Why are these people on the roof like this? Especially that one guy.
I wasn't quite sure what you meant because the stream was taking a second to catch up, and then as soon as it did, my brain just went, yeah, why are they? Oh, man, that's good. Just another thing, if you want to get the word out, especially if you're using Twitter, we have a hashtag, being hashtag New Day Charity. So, yeah.
Oh, also, I guess one other thing I will complain about slightly. So, the image of the gun that they are using in this is an MP5, but clearly in all the like cutscenes and stuff,
Hooray.
the gun you're using is a TMP.
Sorry, just tabbed out for a sec. Yeah, that is very weird. Is a TMP like a name of an actual gun?
Yes.
All right.
Although it's German, because, well, the gun itself is Swiss, but it's German.
It's Swiss, but it's German.
Actually, that's the gun from Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I know. That's the most recent game, but there's been a few other games with guns like that, and it's one of those kinds of things where it's hard to tell where, I will defend your God-given right to make tea, Prosecutor Walton. Do not worry. I was wondering, because there are some guns that have names that get changed for whatever reason, and I was wondering if that's one of the ones where just like the name caught on.
So why is that man in a car?
Because he had to drive from work, try to get to work. Man, it does feel really weird looking outside and it just being bright and hearing the birds.
We'll get to sleep
The
soon,
sun
Friday.
is shining, the grass is green.
My brain is melting, I want to go. But out of cordial respect, I'm going to stick around. And I'm not going to complain that much, because it's not that fun to watch.
I'm just gonna bemoan.
That's my bemoaning. How did you like it?
It was bemoaned.
It will be bemoaned. Do not worry. Do not fret. Do you have any actual full block scheduled for Mario Kart?
No.
Okay.
It is a filler title if we get things done significantly early. Which,
Got it.
the next event is Sonic Adventure 2 multiplayer, which is scheduled to start at 9:30.
9:30, so okay.
We're a good 40 minutes out from there.
Yeah, but wasn't Ben gonna do 2 campaigns?
He's on the second campaign.
Oh, this is the second one. I'm not gonna play Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to bed.
I can imagine you are exhausted.
Yeah. 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 Oh.
Maybe we could have a donation chat for Friday's hard work. I think he's
Well,
earned
I
it.
see how it is.
See, I understand that, Acetone, but at the same time, I don't know if committing to 72 hours consecutive is the play.
Yeah, caffeine's not the time this moment because he does want to sleep.
Yeah, no, in fact, it's good that I'm tired because it means that sleeping during the daytime will be easier. Thank God I have blackout curtains.
I'm certain.
So I need to
I'm
be
certain
back
Ben's
for...
not, or Friday's not the only one who's tired. But
I should be back for 8 p.m., right? That's my next slot.
I think so.
Okay, which means I probably want to be here for like 7:45, which means I probably want to wake up at 7, which is like 5 my time. So I've got about 11 hours between now and then.
Yeah, you can take whatever rest you need.
Yeah. I just need to figure out when I need to set an alarm for, because I doubt I'm going to sleep for 11 hours, but just like randomly if I happen to.
Well, again, the first thing you will be needed for is the Smash Round 2 for losers. So, that is at 8
Excuse me, I'm a winner. I just won.
Yeah, in the losers bracket.
Shh.
Everybody be quiet. Friday's trying to sleep.
Exactly. No, there's people that are supposed to be showing up. They should be rolling in any day now.
Oh, it's okay. I only got up recently-ish, and I currently am consuming caffeine because I got like 5 hours of sleep.
Based. Oh, you struggle getting sleep?
For like an hour or so, but I'm fine.
Okay, sounds good.
It doesn't help that I wasn't the most tired that instant, but I knew I was gonna have to get up soon. So
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta have to force it, which is schmelly.
honestly, I feel like I'd have an easier time going to sleep now than I did last night.
Yeah, I am.
That's okay though. I'm here
Not
for the
yet.
long haul, baby.
Yeah, when are you up till?
Midnight-ish,
So you got
and it's about 9 o'clock now.
18 hours? Oh, not 18 hours. Less than that.
It's 15 now, and
15.
I got on the stream 2.5 hours ago.
So it was like an 18-hour thing.
So, heyo.
Behold, Metal Gear.
Oh, it is Metal Gear, or at least a weapon to surpass it.
Oh, except that it goes down to light firearm.
Well, yeah, but like even Metal Gear would die to this TMP.
I mean, this guy does have the indestructible blast shield.
Exactly. That's the weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Forget the Hylian shield. Where can I find this one? Imagine the shield surfing I could do.
I was about to say, imagine if the backstory to this shield was like a One Punch Man type thing, where it's just like a regular shield, but it got beat up like a few times. Not a lot, just like a few times. And now it's indestructible. I don't know if you guys know, but the backstory for One Punch Man and the reason why Saitama can defeat anyone in one punch is because he did 100 push-ups every day for like a year. And he got so strong that he lost all of his hair.
Hair is weak.
Yeah. One Punch Man is very funny. Or at least it was. I think it's changed a little bit over time. I don't want to see more serious, but like they've gotten into some kind of, I guess, more protracted plot lines that kind of have more of the stuff that's played a little bit straight, even if the comedy is still there. I think
Those-
the webcomic stuck to the comedy a lot harder than the other stuff, but the other stuff still has it.
The Ron, those weren't blast shields in Twilight Princess. Those were tower shields.
That was a tower shield in Twilight Princess?
Yeah, the soldiers in the town use.
Oh,
tower shields.
okay. No, you don't get them.
No. Blast shields have a visor and are also usually, because they're a modern invention, made of much more modern materials.
So when you say modern, you mean like they're better than the 1500s?
Blast shields?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised if they're that modern, but even then, that's still far more than a tower shield is.
See, when did explosives start getting used more in warfare?
Depends on what part of the world you're looking at.
Greenland.
Probably far later than most places, honestly. Is there even significant history of warfare in Greenland?
No idea.
You'd lose. Hey, mister, you'd better get ready.
I was just trying to think of somewhere that was weird.
Oh, that was a face visor. That wasn't a blast shield. Although it is a very similar concept. Blast shield is a handheld thing. Or I guess you could say it's also like a riot shield, or I don't know. But yeah, Barnes does have a face mask for protecting himself from explosions.
Wait, Metal Gear isn't even the final boss?
Yeah, these grunts surpass Metal Gear.
To be fair, nothing's matched for the riot shield.
Yeah. It's honestly incredible.
I am now realizing the error of my ways, and by that I mean I'm now realizing what Majora's is going to be like. I'm going to need a lot of caffeine.
To be fair to you, you should be in a better schedule at that point.
Yeah, because I will have not had that whole stretch from the morning up
I just
until
love
now,
this
right?
guy.
Yeah,
Because I'm almost hitting 24 hours of being awake. I'm like 4 hours off of that, so I'm about 20 hours in, yeah.
so it won't be as bad, but it is worth considering that will be at the end of a long shift for you.
Yeah, exactly. It won't be 20 hours long, though, right?
No.
Yeah.
Shouldn't.
One thing funny that I did find out is, so if you put your shield down to go backwards, it just kind of respawns all the enemies.
Huh. So, point farming.
Yeah, well, if you get infinite continues, you can do that.
That seems like a bit of an oversight.
They forgot you could just hold down the fire. They forgot you could just let go of the fire button.
So does Riot Shield go up automatically?
When you release the button, because you have to push a button to get into aiming.
Oh, so you hold down a button to aim. I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. I would have thought that it would be the inverse, where aiming is the default, and then you hold a button to shield.
Well, because like in the arcade versions, there's like a pedal that you step on, and that's what gets you out of cover.
Huh.
I like that because you have to kind of like lean into getting out of cover. This does definitely seem like the kind of thing that playing at an arcade would feel really, really good.
Oh hey, my teammates actually killed someone.
Damn.
Darn kill stealers. Those were my points. Star Fox, but every time one of your teammates kills somebody, it actually does count to your hit total. This is so sad.
The perfect score is unattainable because the NPCs are useful for once. Nice.
That's kind of the conundrum of a game like Star Fox, is that it's a score-based rail shooter where, team play is a big part of the theming of it, but if the teammates were actually useful, they'd be taking your kills, and thus making it so that you can't get your high score due to means outside of your control. So your teammates end up, by necessity, being pretty incompetent. I do think Star Fox Assault at least does a decent job giving the illusion of your teammates doing things more often better, except for the on-foot missions where someone else is on foot with you, because you just walk up next to them and see them standing around and doing nothing. I love in Sargasso Hideout when Slippy is just standing alone in a corner, even after all the enemies in the area are gone, and he'll be sitting there shouting, "No mercy!" Like, Jesus, Slippy, calm down. There's no one here. There's no one here to even consider giving mercy or not. Ugh.
Continue.
An RPG where the whole town relies on you taking fetch quests. What? It's like almost every RPG. But yeah, definitely. Mr. Hero dude who's saving the world? I was gonna go to the grocery store to buy milk and eggs for myself, but then I realized you're here. Could you do it for me? I'll give you this I'll give you this random potato I found in our drawer if you do it. Woo-wee. We have found the blonde woman strapped to chair.
So be careful.
Clearly, we must be approaching the climax of the film. Game. Thing. Hello, Prosecutor Walton.
Welcome back.
I didn't think you'd make it this far. But your luck has run out. I'm gonna settle this once and for all.
Your luck has run out, and so has the fuel in your jetpack. Wait, what? Guys, you realize that flying in the air while making you a somewhat harder target to shoot doesn't actually make you any more difficult to kill? And honestly, against a single target, it doesn't give you that much of an advantage when trying to shoot him. You're just trying to look cool. I guess the intimidation factor is worth considering, but I don't think he's phased.
Oh, Bayo 3 looks like it got an official launch date and maybe a new trailer.
Ah.
Yeah, July 13th. In a 3 trailer.
Stray bullet hits the jetpack and you end up dying faster than you would have if you were just on the ground.
Like, what the hell are these people doing?
Killing you, it looks like.
Well, no, like, why would... You've got jetpacks, so let's run up to you and just stand there.
Yeah. That's what jetpacks are for. You see, it's like Super Smash Bros. You use your movement options to approach in close. Ben, I gotta mention, I've noticed that this whole time, sometimes you really seem to just go for the cross shots. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people who are injured in a few more ways than one.
Just expressing my manliness.
Quote, SpongeBob, I'm sorry I ever doubted you.
Could you stop spamming?
They're the same to you. Am I not allowed to shoot back? Ooh.
Damn you. Payback time.
And then he turns into the Hulk.
He's got a jetpack, he'll just fly away.
It... You know, like, one-winged angel... Are you guys seriously just letting him do that? You could have just shot him.
Ah, well, you know. That's that. Hold on, we'll sort it.
He was standing
Nothing
there
we can do.
posing for so long, and you just were like, we're gonna let
Shooting
him?
him while he was in the air was fair game, but after he landed, that's just no.
Shooting the other guys when they landed.
Oh yes, using that, and he. Why does he have a PSG-1?
Oh, I see. They have swapped out the riot shield for a cover mechanic. I'm guessing the answer is no, Ben, but do you have any control over where the camera is looking?
No.
Well, I
No,
guess
I do not.
kind of you can either be shooting or not shooting, which means you can either be looking in or outside the helicopter, but
Fair enough, but...
Also, apologies. I had to plug my laptop in.
okay, I'm just getting done. I think I need
Well,
to leave.
this is like
Oh,
2
that's okay.
minutes.
Yeah. All right, this has been fun. I'll see you guys later.
See you, dude.
Wait a minute.
Get a good rest.
What?
Right. Best of luck with finishing this off, Ben, and hopefully other people show up soon, Hurricane. Right. Bye-bye.
Well, bugger.
Does that count?
What?
I'm trying to figure out if that counts for the swear jar. What's going on?
This has happened a few times where it's just, like my controller's plugged in, everything's working, but it's not registering.
Huh. Well, you seem to have killed it.
Yes, I have.
Well, I guess he really is going to get away with it at this rate.
Terrorism does pay.
This is so unfortunate.
Gloves.
Try to get whatever it is you're doing sorted.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. And we're back. Why won't you die?
Why is this boat so durable?
Why are you so durable?
Because I have a riot shield.
But you keep taking bullets and then you just shrug it off? It's incredible, really. Well, I think I should take this opportunity to bring up again that we are Dawn of a New Day, a charity organization. We are a charity live stream dedicated to raising funds for Direct Relief. Direct Relief is an organization that brings aid to people across the globe in times of crisis. Currently, they are very involved in helping in the Ukrainian crisis, so if you have the means and desire, and if that sounds like something you want to support, then consider using the link in the chat to donate whatever you are able. 100% of the proceeds goes to Direct Relief. We don't keep a penny of this. And if you don't think you're able to support us, then simply watching the stream and giving sharing it around, telling your friends is still really helpful, and thank you for being here. We should be getting near the end of Time Crisis here. The next event is Sonic Adventure 2 multiplayer. If you want to see a full list of the events and their scheduling, that should be on our Twitter page. So go check that out. That was a lot of lock-ons a moment ago there.
Yeah.
And again. Ooh. And he thought running away on a boat was gonna work. Well, dang.
I think he's dead.
Probably. You did it, soldier. I don't know why you insisted on doing it alone, but you did it. Are the hostages alright? No, sir. Just the pretty girl.
Mission accomplished, Commander. All hostages have been rescued. Roger. Well
Sir, no, we didn't rescue all of them. We only rescued that one.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Congratulations.
Well, here we are. That is the end of the second campaign, right?
Yeah.
I can tell Ben's gonna need a nap too. After this, we need to... Ooh, I should probably have... Boop. That was the PS2 menu. Don't ignore what was on there. Anyway, jokes aside, we are going on to SA2.
Alright.
And hello.
Hello.
How you doing, Ron? We're about to go to transition. Or intermission. We'll see you guys again shortly. We'll be right back.